gonna be in shot, but that's okay. This is the reality of shared space. So good morning everyone, or good afternoon, it's nearly 1 and it's just starting to rain. I don't know if it's going to be loud. It was literally so sunny like 2 seconds ago. Today's video, I thought I'd come in here and do a in-depth detail, not just a blog that I put up on the website for Ensemble Magazine, and that is all about getting out of your sort of your fitness slump. So if you're feeling like you're either unmotivated to work out, or you feel like you've lost your intensity of working out over this lockdown period, which I know I have. I feel like a year ago around this time my fitness regime was so much more intense than it is now. This is the video for you. All I can see right now is Anushka's your feet in the back there. Oh no. It's alright. So if you're looking for that sort of push of what should you do to get motivated to work out, then I have something for you. And before I get into it, I do want to say as well the fact that I'm not a person you would look at and be like, oh, she's so into her fitness, but I do like healthy living and being physical and moving my body and looking after myself in both a physical and mental way. Today I'll be sharing with you how I personally got out of this quote-unquote slump and enjoyed working out again, especially in a lockdown environment where you can't go to the gym, you can't go to a pool, or you can't do shared like sort of sports or anything like that. Before I start, I want to just give you a little bit of a background. So around this time last year, so March 2020, before the pandemic hit with the intensity it has now, I was probably at my best fitness regime, best fitness shape, and I know at the time I didn't think I was at my best body, but I know in retrospect I was. What I mean by this was that I was working out every single day. Each gym session was around an hour minimum. Normally it was averaging around 2 hours. I was really enjoying it. I was going to the gym with my friends, especially Maddie. You were literally my gym buddy at the time, and I think we both talk about it now, saying that how much we loved it, and it was more a social activity than like a chore, or it didn't feel like, ugh, like I've got to go to the gym now. And I think I was just at the best mental state when thinking about working out. It didn't feel like something I needed to do, but something I wanted to do. And that is the key, I think. You want to make it sound like this is what I want to do, not something I have to. The biggest impact of this was that I simultaneously fell into, it's literally hailing right now. Typical. But I think the thing with this was that I was simultaneously falling into a healthy lifestyle. Now what this meant was I was eating better, I was going out less, I was drinking less, I was, oh my god, literally, can you not? This is going to be loud. Ugh. Okay, I'm just going to speak louder. So yeah, I was just falling into this overall healthy lifestyle. And then cut to, I think it was around 22nd or 23rd of March when lockdown hit last year. With COVID, we all went into full lockdown mode, and I remember the 60-minute limit we had on being outside. It was so intense, and my gym privileges, hanging out with my friends, going to the gym with my friends was all completely cut out. And this was, at the beginning, a bit of a shock, but because I was on that high, I think I blended that into my home workouts. I was in the garden every single day working out, doing my HIIT workouts, doing Joe Wicks, doing Whitney Simmons workouts on Instagram, and I absolutely loved it. I still had that high. And with COVID, I didn't personally let that like affect me directly, in the sense that I was still working out. I was doing that with my sister. It wasn't the same in terms of friends or being at the gym, but I still enjoyed it. It was fun. But I think that was starting to wear off around summertime. I absolutely found it difficult, and I think that is where the motivation started. If this was a graph, I was at a high, tiny dip with the lockdown, but still at a high, but then it was a gradual lowering of motivation. Working out was no longer fun for me. So why did I lose my motivation? First thing was weather. It was getting cold, and working out I just didn't want to work out in the living room. I just felt like I was relaxing in the living room, I was working in the living room, was doing exercise in the living room. I just wanted a bit of difference, and I really did miss the gym at this point, and being in my garden was just no longer an option. Like, it was just too cold, raining, and it was just very dependable on what the weather was going to be able to work out. The second part of why I lost my motivation was, I would like to call this like COVID anxiety, where I was really missing my friends, I was really missing seeing people, but also I just finished my masters and I didn't really know what I was doing with my life. I didn't have a job at that point. I was getting constant rejections from that, and I think overall in my life I was very unmotivated. That impacted how I was working out, and I think that was the key, like really understanding that and giving myself that space of being like, do you know what? Life is really shitty right now. I just need a bit of a break, and I just didn't work out. And when it got to around Christmas time, yes, I was going on walks and stuff, but it was very inconsistent. Christmas time, unfortunately and very sadly, me and my family all contracted COVID. Now, this was a massive knock-on effect on everything. Like, personally, my energy levels were so low. Like, I couldn't go upstairs without being out of breath, let alone go on a walk or anything. Obviously, we had to quarantine and everything for like about a month. It was just, it just impacted everything so much, not just physically but also like mood wise and everything. And I was also at this point like doing interviews from home, preparing for stuff. I was just feeling unmotivated, and to be honest, working out was the last thing on my mind. But simultaneously, I think when I had that time sitting down at home and when quarantine time was over, I was so happy that I could leave the house just to go on a walk. That is where it started for me. I saw actually Joe Wicks on his Instagram setting himself the 5k challenge for the month, like trying to do it under 20 minutes or something, and every month he was picking up a new fitness challenge. And that for me was the point where I was like, right, this is exactly what I need. So I started with something really simple. I thought, okay, let me do 2k walks a day. But again, if you just say that, that sounds like nothing. So you lose motivation. So what I did, I was like, okay, if I add up the things in a month, I should be able to do 60k. So that was the first challenge I put up. I even shared it on the Ensemble Magazine Instagram. 60k this month, I'll get it done. And don't know what it was, this like competitive streak in me just striked like that. And I was going on more walks, I was going on longer walks in one go, if that makes sense. And I finished the 60k in about 2 weeks. I literally, kid you not, loved it so much. I was so full of energy. Every time I was going on a walk, I was listening to podcasts. This is when I really got into podcasts as well, like listening to podcasts. I just didn't know where I was just zoned out and listening to podcasts and just walking. And now a 5k, 6k walk feels normal. Like doing a 5-mile walk feels like, oh, I'm just going on a bit of a walk. Like, it doesn't feel like much effort. So again, I pushed myself even further. Now, this was one of the biggest challenges I set myself this year, was in Feb, which is a slightly shorter month, 100 kilometers in 28 days. Again, I was so full of energy, doing it all and pushing myself. But halfway through the month, I luckily and very gratefully landed a job. This completely changed everything. Working full-time and having fitness goals is just very difficult. So I completely understand if you are someone who is working, whether that's from home, as you can see, working from home, or you are working like out of your home, whatever that is, keeping your energy up during the day and then working out. Like, working out is the last thing I want to think about. So that was a genuine challenge for me. What I did was, using the Nike Run Club app, I set myself a challenge, got my sister involved, so it was a bit of a competition. I set myself a time of literally the moment I finished work at 5 p.m, I literally put on my shoes and go outside. I don't even think about it. I don't even let myself relax to be like, ugh, now I've got to work out. I literally just go. I started to share my progress on the Ensemble Magazine Instagram, so holding myself accountable. Keeping it fun, but also low intensity. Like at the end of the day, I was just walking, and I think that is the good point. So if you're in that slump, like start with something easy, start with something low intensity, but also make it sound challenging to yourself. Like if you say to yourself, I'm going to walk 2k a day, that doesn't sound that impressive. But if you say, I'm going to walk 60 kilometers in a month, that sounds amazing, and it keeps you motivated and proud of yourself. So when I was finished with that goal at the end, I was like, wow, I walked this much. I walked 60 kilometers in 2 weeks. That's impressive. Once I finish with a challenge, I normally give myself a week break before doing the next month's challenge. So how can you get out of this slump? Listening to my story, first thing is get out the house. Your workouts don't have to be super intense in the living room or super intense HIIT cardio workouts. It could just be something as simple as a walk. So low intensity is the key. So getting outside and keeping it low intensity. Second thing is setting yourself a challenge. Now this is something I personally think tracking myself helped me. So using an app like the Nike Running Club, or there's so many these days, so even if it's just on your Apple Watch or something, just tracking how much you're doing, that is something that will really help you. The third thing is getting your friends involved. Obviously we can't see our friends like face to face at the moment, but if you're doing this through an app or virtually, this will keep you going. And last thing is to change it up. So if you've always been, like me, used to gym workouts and HIIT workouts and you're in a bit of a slump, forget that. Go on a walk, go on a walking challenge, go on a running challenge, do a dance class, do a Zumba class, do something different and keep it exciting. The idea of moving and the idea of fitness is something that like you just don't want to do. Start with something really simple that relaxes you. Something like yoga or Pilates or something like that, that's thinking and training your core and your overall body, but at the same time it's quite simple and will put you in a better frame of mind. More into depth and detail about switching up your fitness regime and your fitness motivation and your routine in general in my magazine. So in the March issue I talked about how to keep exercise fun, what different things you can do. So I gave some examples here, but going more into depth with that, and also top YouTubers I follow who keep exercise fun for me. This is all in the magazine, so if you're looking for fitness motivation or new ideas on what to do, then do check out the March issue of Ensemble Magazine. And thank you for spending the last few minutes with me, listening to my story and listening to my tips, and hopefully it helped you, inspired you and informed you in a way that will get you moving. So do subscribe and follow me on Instagram at Ensemble Magazine UK, and I'll see you next time. Bye.